Probably everybody, it's nicer.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda is discussion action on October 14th minutes.
I'll move to approve.
Who second that?
All in favor? That's everybody. Well, Jeff, are you in favor?
I sure am.
Okay, that's all of us.
Sure.
The next item is the review of the revised concept renderings. We have two of them in our packet.
Which one start with?
Well, how about we start the one with the turnaround, because
Is that
I
it?
think we already, kind of discussed the fact that the fire, truck access and the hydrant access and snow removal really, requires us to have that second exit. Right, the last meeting, we all kind of decided that we're gonna have to have that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can rule that one out right up.
Put that in. This one, we can do it.
Oh, okay, all right.
We're doing it.
I was looking at it, but is there a difference?
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah, I sound like this. Okay.
So I guess we can rule that one out in that case, okay? So, let's discuss the, second one. The only thing I really point out is that we really did want it one way coming in from the Route 2, and then one way going out into the access road of the school. I don't know if everybody still feels that way, or if that's a big issue, but they do have it two-way.
Yeah, did they say why they designed it that way? It's just how you received it.
This is how they received it.
Okay.
No, well, I sent them the modification and they sent this back.
Okay.
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not super anti double exit on Route 2. I would. People aren't gonna follow it anyway.
Right, yeah, I know,
But,
that's the thing.
but, you know, the one way out is the most important thing, so people aren't. taking
Coming in that
shortcuts to
way,
get
yeah,
through.
I agree.
Not totally against it. If we're nitpicking, they have the proposed size wrong. I don't know if that's just a thing they did. They put 3,300 square feet on the building.
I think that's what we want.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
so one was three, one was
3,300.
30.
And one was
Yeah.
3,300, and we thought we.
Yeah, wanted to
keep it a
more
little.
space in the
yeah,
building than like
yeah.
outside, yeah.
Yeah, they had the outside.
Yeah,
separate.
and as far as CMP goes, I talked to my stepfather's alignment, and he said, if you follow this red right on the corner, that is where the pole for CMP goes.
Mhm.
And then it goes underground to, you can't really see it on the map, but where that little three groups of trees is right here,
Yep,
there's like CMP transformers for the
I've
school.
seen that, I've looked at
Yeah.
that, yeah.
And he said that we can either go like off the pole, but we're not gonna require three-phase power on that place, are we?
I wouldn't think so.
And welding, welding.
I hope not.
Yeah, so he said either we could go off the pole, we could go underground, or they might even like put a pole up behind the building and come out of the transformer and feed us. Cause that's CMP's transformer. So, and it really looks like they're on our property. I don't know how they got there.
It's
but
close, I.
There's no close.
Specifically, yeah,
Yeah. you
yep,
can
it
see
is right there.
They're right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely honest on that. I don't know if they had an easement from before us or what. But the engineer should at least know that, you know,
That it's there.
transformers, they don't waste too much time figuring out. You know,
Keep allow for
how
that.
to screw power up for us. But I do like all the parking.
Yes, I
Do
do, I
you want
really
this?
like all the parking.
One handicap parking spot there?
I believe that we could have one on each side of that stripe,
Yeah,
so that would give us two.
two, yeah.
And honestly, if that's all flat elevation, probably most along that sidewalk would be okay for most people.
Yeah, yeah,
Unless-
but reserving those spots for
Yeah.
people, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's 14 I counted, including the ADA, so that's great.
Yeah.
I had a couple more things. If I was gonna design a parking lot, I wouldn't put this here, that little piece.
No.
No, I don't blame that.
I would get rid of that one right there. It's just
Yeah.
kind of a trouble.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
here.
Make it tougher to plow for
Over
sure.
there.
Yeah.
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 these look-
That's the thing that we need to make sure we're also looking at too, like something we're not necessarily, like, where is the snow gonna go?
Yeah, well, that's another thing of that exit onto the
Yeah,
access.
like I think you kind of need to have that, because otherwise, like, where are they going to plow?
You'd be taking it away every time now.
Yep.
Of course, yeah.
And it gives people more space to back out and get around each other.
It does, yeah, less problems, I mean, you could even make that get rid of that could be a landing for like a wheelchair van or something like that.
Hmm.
I'm gonna check with them on it, it might have something to do with people coming and going from that.
Right.
I mean, that's right next to Route 2.
Yeah.
And there might need to be some curving and delineation
Okay,
there.
yeah, right, I'm just worried about it getting
Follow up.
plowed into the snowbank every year, where'd my island go?
And like, what are the green circles with like little
Supposed to be
dots?
trees.
A tree, okay, so that's, I mean, like, that seems like a big spot there to be able to like pick up some, I mean. that's a
Even if you
real big
had
tree.
like benches or something outside and like something else there other than a tree, cause then people, yeah.
I mean, I like having the greenery like around this and like maybe some like towards the front, but I think that anything like in here that's taking up like parking lot area.
Yeah,
I mean, unless we need it for the shade of
Yeah.
like, but like, I
Right,
think, I
right.
think that's kind of some valuable real estate for like moving around, for plowing, for like.
Yeah.
Anything like that, like, we got rid of that, like, keep this pretty and nice and like what you see from the road, but like, I don't think we need any other, like, I mean, it looks like we've got 3 spots here for something, but like. You know, this is just,
It's just,
bit over-
it's just
yeah.
on paper, you'll never have trees
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
there anyway, so.
yeah, I don't know that I even thought of like
I don't-
where a big plow's gonna
One
go.
would ever live there. I had thought of, are we stuck on this building being in this corner? Like, what if,
I think it had to be away from that, CMP
Easement.
easement. So it
Because
pushed
the
it
power
back
lines
there.
go underneath. Yeah. Oh,
okay, cause I was under the impression we could build wherever we wanted,
Well, we were too,
regardless of CMP.
no, because the CMP owns the easement underneath. They have the easement over that property.
And we double checked this with them, because
They picked it up on title search.
Where would you want it instead of in the corner there,
I would just flip it, do something like that,
like on the opposite side?
yeah. So I would put it,
So that like the greenery was on the side of the neighbors of like the
Yeah.
residential versus that, yeah.
okay, but if we can't, then
mm.
we can't, I didn't know if we'd get. Anything, they could change their mind on it or anything like that, it's just underground pipe, it's not like it's.
But if they need to
But
get
they
to
need
it,
access to, yeah.
Yeah.
If they need access to it, they have to.
And it's too bad, it would look a lot better on the other side, I think. But that's the way it has to be, as long as we're short, I was under the impression it didn't matter what was underground anymore. But,
it's not what the engineers can, we can have a conversation with them.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's worth having a conversation with, so. If we can, we can, but I thought that you could put the building over there and the green space on the other side of it.
So is that just to be courteous to the neighbor?
No, it's just, then you're like, for snow removal too, you could plow straight in to that little area, right? And then you could have, like, your outdoor area would be locked in instead of overlooking the school parking lot. Then that would give you like a future possibility of putting like a small deck on the school parking lot side, so you can have like a little deck out there you can sit on in the summertime, or what have you. It just gives you a little future thinking, so. Just a thought, why we're here, right?
Yep.
I think a little bit tighter on that side too, if we, cause I'm looking where like the retaining wall is and coming up and butting up on that too.
Yeah, that's another question, are we
Yeah,
gonna
what's
move
the
that
story with that?
retaining
No, those are always
back?
expensive, that one holds, let's just. leave
I don't,
that thing.
yeah, that transformer's right behind that, pretty much.
Mhm.
Well, there's some room, there's room enough to move it some, there is room, but. I didn't know if, there was an easement, but, transformers on our lot. Give us some leeway, let's put a corner of a building there.
I mean, like devil's advocate with it being over where it is on here, we've got kids like and people coming in and out the furthest away from where like. Cars and traffic are, that'd be like the only thing that I think would kind of benefit that, like when they're kind of in right here, it's like we've got a buffer from the parking lot, people coming and going, and then. You got the parking lot up front, that it's over here a little bit more like. You know. That would be the only like, devil's advocate on that one for having that.
Yeah, it would be something like.
Yeah.
They could be corralled a little quicker.
I think it would be a nice one.
Yeah,
What's that?
I have to put it on the other side of the lot.
Really?
Well, you've got the slope already there, so it's at a higher elevation. And then you're talking about putting a brick or stone or building up, so, I mean, you're gonna have a super elevated building. At least if you set it back on that lot, it's gonna look tapered back a little bit further.
Yeah,
I get the idea of the space use.
Yeah.
But it's gonna look massive next to the school and it's gonna be taller than the school. If you set it back a little bit and landscape around, you might be able to
build a
soften it
bigger
up a
school.
little bit.
let's not do that, we're still like, on the other school we just built.
No, it was just a thought, I just thought maybe, you know,
Yeah, no, I get in terms of space
Like
utility
looking
for
from
us,
above,
but
yeah.
you know. Be nice and high with a big deck up there to set out. And it's the only place you really have to add on to anymore. Can't build it off the back, you'd be looking at the school, it's.
Right.
Well, it looks like there's already, like, this is, has a built-in like private patio and there's enough like greenery around it, like, I think that's, I
And the
mean,
story walk and the.
yeah, it's a 400 square foot outdoor like area to sit, and I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's, I mean, you could always put like a pergola over that or something if we wanted a more like shaded, more
Yeah.
private thing, like, but like 400 square feet, I mean, that's a decent sized little like space to be outdoor and
It
doing that kind of
is,
stuff.
it is, and then you still have the story walk beside with the area and benches that will
Yeah.
be, yeah.
So I think space wise it works, my only concerns were of, you know, if we have to get things in and out of there, how we can do that, and then like snow, that sort of stuff, and then from, I mean, and this is where you're gonna come in, just like emergency response and like being able to like, can you get in and out of here, like if people are in all these spots, like how, I mean, do we have to have anything marked off so that like, say we've got a full library, like how are you getting help in there? That
Yeah,
would
I
be-
mean, if we pulled in there, we'd probably be parking where the text is in the middle of the parking lot,
Right.
that'd be, you know, we're gonna be 50 feet
Okay.
back, so.
And you still have to have access to the hydrant that's outside the,
Right,
on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Access.
In the wintertime, where's the snow gonna go? Are they gonna remove it? Or are they just gonna plow it someplace?
My guess is someone's gonna plow it right into the school parking lot and wait for someone else, or
Right.
that's what I'm guessing they're gonna do, I don't know if that's gonna be allowed, but that would be my guess of what they're gonna do, because otherwise they are gonna have to bring a dump truck and load it every time, which you
Right.
can't push out anywhere else.
they have to show up and just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna lose your story walk in the wintertime,
Right,
right?
Well, if you plow it onto that, you're gonna ruin that landscape,
you will,
that's the
you
thing, you
will,
can't
yeah.
plow onto that, or else we've just wasted a
it'd
bunch of
be,
time.
yeah, sure,
And it's a means of egress too, so you can't just put snow in.
right,
Yeah.
I would say probably get rid of this tree and stockpile some snow there.
Yeah,
yeah,
Cause currently,
and
it's
actually
just,
the other corner too, maybe, then
Yeah.
be on the other side.
You would probably
cause currently it's just
lose all
with the
these.
school parking,
Yeah.
lot, right? Cause.
Right,
it's
it's
got
we
the
park in the school parking
Right,
lot, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, if this is a curve here, you can't plow
Mhm.
towards Route 2.
no,
No,
Yeah, you could put some,
well, if you got rid of those trees.
yeah, let's just, you know, like,
Yeah.
figure out whether it's, I mean, some of this, or like if we can work something out with the school, because they do just pile it up there and then someone comes, I mean, like, I think that's a conversation we have before we completely change this, like, see if that's something that's, so it's not, I mean, it's snow, but it's not like a ton. If we do have the availability to put it there and maybe have a few days for whoever's plowing or whatever, or we just contract with the person who's already plowing the school, so we can do it. I think that would make the most sense, because then they can easily push that out and get to everything. Trying to stockpile it there, I think is gonna be,
Right, so,
it's not that big.
and the school doesn't have a place to put snow.
Yeah, they pile it up
They
there.
put it on the
Yeah.
field.
The school piles it on town property.
Yeah, so can we pile on town property then? Okay, there we go.
Well, that would be a question for our site design too, right?
Yeah.
Right. So at this point, what we need to do is decide on which plan. Or,
Well, I thought you kinda did.
we did,
Yeah.
right, so I'm just at,
So we're gonna move forward with a one-way out plan,
Right,
and then
yeah.
I've got a few questions to ask on,
yes.
you know, the vegetation, or, I mean, honestly, this vegetation, I think it's just for concept.
Mm,
So like,
Yeah.
if you're actually gonna get
When
down
we
to the
come down
ground,
to the
where they're
nitty
gonna
gritty,
stay.
that's when
We
we
don't want
really,
this ugly shrub that's gonna burn and then die and then.
Right. right.
And then, let's see, we had the snow question,
Mhm,
and we'll ask them about that, the extended island on the inbound.
right,
Yeah,
I mean, it's relatively small stuff that
Yeah,
we want clarity
nitpicky.
on.
right,
well, it seems
One
small
way-
now, but
one
I
way
think
out.
moving forward,
Yeah.
like that little
Oh,
island
we'll
jet up,
do
that's
details.
gonna make
Oh,
it so
yeah,
that some
yeah.
guy can't just plow and they're gonna. It's gonna
yeah,
be
they
right
have to
through it.
back.
Or they are gonna plow and they're gonna
It could also be a cause of a wonderful accident,
Yes.
to not have that.
To not have that.
That's
there.
exactly what you're gonna have, and then it's gonna
People
become
can
the,
fly
everybody's
in.
favorite parking spot when you whip in off Route 2. There's no curb there, and then you're just gonna go in sideways and barely back into the spot where
Yeah.
you're barely gonna back
Yeah,
out
that's
of it and zip out and cross Route 2.
Well,
I
could it
think
be
it's
smaller and like, it'd still be the same
narrower, you mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Potentially.
Then what do you put in
it'd
it?
still be the
So it
same
doesn't look like,
problem though, as far as plowing.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get rid of that for plowing's sake.
okay,
If you wanna narrow it up and then cut into the other side, potentially you could create another parking spot. But my guess is that's there for safety.
spots, I thought, like, I wasn't disappointed with the amount of parking.
No,
No, I
Way
think
more
this
like
is
library
good.
has now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 14, including the ADA, yeah.
And-
I think it's great.
I mean, I know that it's not ideal and it's not something that we should be, you know, this is what we should be counting on, but I mean, it is right next to the school parking lot. Like, if there's
Oh, yeah.
ever, I mean, like, if there's a big event at the library, like, I don't think that having, you know,
Still have
only a
that.
handful of it, yeah, they can just go right there. And like, the people who really need it, like, for accessibility, we've got the handicap ones up front, but like, it's right there. You can also park on the road in front of there too, so I'm
I
not
think
as
that's
worried about like extra parking because
Yeah.
there's ample, you know, spaces where people can go if they need to.
Was it worth engineering any of this green space right now, spending money on something that may never fit there?
I wouldn't think so.
No.
Why can't we just, we know where we want the building, and then when it's in there, sub it out, they make this green space.
Well, we know we want the story walk.
But yeah, yeah,
that
but even that can be
but-
done after, right? You can pay somebody to come. Like landscaping company.
Do the landscaping.
Yeah, they're
the
saying,
groundwork
put this here, that
and
here, would
the
it be
Walkway
cheaper
and
than?
patio, all that would wanna be.
To have a local landscape company do the design and install versus having the engineer do it, of course, that's gonna be
Mhm.
half as much. Yes, like it's, yeah.
I just don't see the point.
I think that you need, and the thing that I know that my husband's running to his company, when you have a big company that's doing something probably municipal, they do these designs and like they have this much knowledge of local weather and
Oh,
like
yeah,
plants that actually will survive and things like that and what it's going to be exposed to. I think that having a local level input is going to be, you know, they're gonna let you know what's the most cost effective, what's gonna not die, what you're not gonna have to maintain, what's gonna be the cheapest for you to upkeep and things like that. I think that that local level knowledge is something that we should, and I think that, I mean, not only for my own, but like, I think that any of the local companies around here are gonna give us a way better deal than what
Oh, for
someone that they
sure.
put out.
actually, I don't think these companies are gonna actually install anything anyway, right? The ones-
would always-
No, they're gonna design it,
Oh,
they're gonna charge us to
they're gonna-
design it. And
Right,
like,
right.
and have someone
right.
come in and be like, I'm not putting these trees in, those are all gonna die.
Right,
Yeah.
There were zone 5, and that's for zone 4, it's not going to live, like,
Yes.
That's what I'm
But
getting.
at this point, really, yeah, that's not something we need to focus on.
Don't pay
No.
for designing green space. You're gonna pay
No.
twice or 3 times. I would.
drainage would be the only thing that I would say that we need to make sure that's come in, so that whoever comes in and does design, we know the pitch that things have to be in order for like water runoff and things like that away from the building, because that's what the engineer will need to do, so they need to know the pitch of what things have to be. But other than that, I think that it'll be,
Right.
So, do we need to vote on this, or just?
I don't
this is what
think
we
so.
decide? Okay,
I
so,
think that's good, I'll push that back to.
um, so we'll move on to the review proposal for the, engineering costs for, Sebago techniques.
I think that we just kind of like came up with some of it right here underneath the grounds and site, like, I mean, at $250 to $145 an hour, let's just like, we don't need them engineering that for us, I don't know how many hours it's gonna take them, but like,
We don't need the landscaping, but we
Yeah,
need
we're
the
doing-
sidewalk.
oh, the Spago one first.
Yeah,
No, also, wait.
right off the bat, though, it's 42 Wentworth Road, right, not 24.
Yeah.
Um. Before, actually,
Wait, sorry, say that again?
isn't it 42 Mercer Road?
No,
It's
so the
20.
current library is 40 and the school is 26.
What's the lot?
Oh,
The lot is
lot
24?
42,
Lot.
but the physical address is
It's
assumed.
24, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Um. Are we gonna have the town attorney review these?
Not generally,
No, not generally, okay, I'm just curious.
you can add another thousand if you want.
No, I was just curious, I didn't know,
I mean, obviously the language that's in the back on the standard terms and conditions, it's the same.
Typical,
Yeah, you're not gonna come get me for really anything, but you're required by law to get me, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, we really just wanna make sure that what's in the front covers what we.
It's what we
expect
wanna have
out of
done,
them.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is what we talked to them about, but to jump ahead just a little bit, looking at the proposal from the architect, it looks to me like they're also giving us a price on the groundwork and site plan. It's the third page at the top. They're talking about the driveway, vehicle entrance, parking lots, pedestrian path, access to sidewalk, shade, comfortable benches, picnic table, story walk. So it sounds to me like they're giving us a quote on the same thing that Spago Techniques.
yeah,
Yeah, we just wanna make sure we're not double paying for.
Right, we don't
Yeah.
need to.
So we need to be comparative notes, like just like that one of them,
I,
right?
I can see how it looks like things may overlap. The proposal provides a complete overview of the project in the library plan goals and information section. That's in your Haley Ward document. It includes grounds, site work. It was listed along with the architectural work in the proposal. Then if you look at the Sebago and you talk about grounds and site portion, it says it will be completed by others.
Oh.
So they are,
And there's a list of services not included.
Yeah.
so it's listed in the bulk proposal, but in the others, it balances off on each other. So, that must be in the Haley Ward one where it says it'd be completed by others.
Like, I
No, it's on the,
understand like what
Sebago.
Sebago does versus what Haley Ward does, like, it seems like, what are they designing, Sebago, like,
They're basically doing the
They're
site,
kind of
site
to
work.
look like, and then they
Design.
come up with like the design,
These
like
are the
that.
interior, the architect does the interior layout and cost estimate and,
Okay,
you know, what's required for us for.
so the 65, whatever it is, like the 6,500, just basically shows us like what the parking lot and the outside of the building looks like, is that accurate? I'm just trying to understand like what they're giving
So
us.
your
and what they're-
6,500 is 25% of engineering plans, right? When you go to an engineer, you have a 25%, 50%, 75 and a 90 usually, and then you get your complete set.
Okay,
And each one of those phases costs you amount of money, so I told them we want to take first step, so 25% design. And then it all gets tweaked or whatnot, so you're looking at site plan review. You know, how does it lay out, where do your utilities come in and come out, your survey and all of that stuff that ties in together. And then they're gonna take the footprint of the building and work with the footprints of the building. When we start talking about the building itself and how everything looks and the layout of that. That is then the Haley Ward component with Dario that said, you know, you're gonna give me all the specifications of what you want in this building and I'm gonna create the layout for you. You tell me what you want the outside of this building to look like and I'm gonna dovetail that into what you want the inside to look like. Cause we can make it look beautiful from the outside, but then you might have a window between two walls.
yeah,
Or between a wall, I guess. So that's. It's just not in Sebago's portfolio to provide you that architectural service that we've asked for. You know, the
Alright.
consult on the interior layout and. Yeah. I also did talk with him relatively extensively about that second floor aspect. Or going up grade to get a raised level, so he's aware of all of that kind of stuff too, but that's the stuff that Haley Ward will look at.
so basically Sebago kind of like takes our
Outside.
beginning ideas and stuff like that, and then sends what they have to them, so whatever they've done, they don't then have to do, they just basically, it gives
Work on
them
it.
like a, you know, like a professional Pinterest board of what we're looking for, and that they can then run with, is that sort of,
Haley Ward's gonna produce everything that you want in terms of inside, outside.
okay,
That's gonna then be incorporated into Sebago's overall site plan. So really Haley Ward's dealing with your building,
okay. All right,
the shell and the inside. And then when that's all packaged up and done, then that will move over onto Sebago's and Sebago will oversee the site development,
getting it.
construction and
Okay.
everything,
Gradings.
all of that
Okay,
stuff.
all right, so they actually, oh, okay, I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, if they're not the
Right.
engineers, like, what are they doing? They're gonna execute it once they've got it.
Yeah, so the Sebago number is small, right? And then you get shell shock when you look at Haley Ward. This is what I would argue is the only. Likely the only bill that you would get from Haley Ward for their services.
Mhm.
Whereas Sebago, you're gonna get 6 or 7 more bills.
Yeah,
minimum.
or-
plus construction monitoring and whatnot, if we move forward. But what I really thought we wanted to get out of it was Haley Ward, give us what we want for a layout, and Sebago, look at the site plan and get us a cost estimate.
Yeah.
That I thought was the most important next step.
We're gonna get a cost estimate from Haley Ward too, aren't we? For the.
Yeah, it'll be all incorporated, yeah.
Yeah.
Total project.
My, like, only worry is, like, I mean, if Haley Ward's gonna be $14,000 to $16,000 just to design it, look at that, we're 20 grand in before we even realize, like, yeah, we can afford this or not. I mean, that's a pretty expensive, like, exploratory, like, and I totally understand, like, their time and all the effort and energy has to go into that, but like, that's a pretty, I mean, they could come back and be like, $900,000, we're like, thanks.
Yeah.
Like,
That's really where you're looking probably, honestly,
Yeah.
for a public building, 900, then be like, okay,
Maybe
Yeah.
probably.
right. But this right here and what we've seen for these, that's probably, I'd argue $15,000 worth of work that we've
But
got.
already done, yeah,
Pro bono.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done site visits, they've done title work, they've
sure.
preliminary surveying and things like that.
And like, do you think that what we're getting from the actual architects is like a decent deal? I know we give them plenty of business and things like that.
No, nothing is a decent deal.
Yeah.
It's a required service and you need somebody that is competent enough to be able to provide you with that service. Take the laundry list of everything that we want
Yeah.
and fit it into our footprint.
Sure, okay,
And make a recommendation to make it unique, and then we want it stately and.
yeah,
Mhm.
And we have to have the numbers and we have to have some sort of layout to give to the town before we can,
People are gonna wanna.
they're
image
gonna wanna
of it.
see it.
right.
And, yeah, so.
It's too bad, like, you can't just buy those, like, you see pop up on your feeds, like, here, this like design of this house, and here's the thing of it, like, $500, wouldn't that be neat if we could just buy like a pre-done
that'd be
shelf?
nice.
I mean, like, it's a lot cheaper than 16 grand, like, and where they really are just doing the building, like, my goodness, we have no, is it because we're municipal, we can't buy a blueprint? And be like, that one pretty much works, we'll go with that one, and then tell Haley Ward, be like, hey, this is how it is, but like, let's make that room a little bit bigger.
They wouldn't do the site work though, if you did that. Somebody'd have to still do the site work.
I,
Yeah,
well,
we just-
Sebago would do that naturally, but, that's the premium cost of giving a list of what you want in your building and how you want it. You want this conference room that can be modified into smaller meeting rooms, you want this type of a layout for this, and when you want that customized design, which is what we've been told they want, then that's what you pay for. If you want a cookie cutter house, then go get a cookie cutter house.
But like,
It's gonna be the same as mine.
like, are there cookie cutter, like, buildings like this that we can look through and be like, hey, here's 10, and be like, ooh,
We could freedom of
7 and 3
access.
together, make a
We
baby.
could freedom of access another municipality's library design and just move forward with that. But is it gonna meet the needs of Norridgewock?
I mean, then if we snag those and we had to spend 3 grand to alter one, that's still cheaper than 16 grand. Just
And if
don't
you
know.
take them to the people that did it, they're gonna stick it to you, and if you take it to somebody else that didn't do it, and to get a stamp.
Just see if we can like get it, I mean, like,
Well, I know that
plans
there's
exist
questions,
out there and like, if we can act
there are
like that
questions,
once.
those are questions that other people will be asking too.
Hmm.
And so you can go and you can get one that you like from another town, and you're either gonna send it to the engineer that did it and modify it, they're gonna stick it to you.
Yeah.
Or you can go and get another engineer to tweak it with you, and then they're gonna say, well, it was somebody else's stamp, so we have to go right back from the beginning and review,
Okay.
and you're gonna get stuck.
I think one of
Okay.
these even noted in there are things that you cannot share that with, like, you can't share their plan. Use it with somebody else, like you have to use it with them.
Right,
Right, yeah.
But this is all coming from the library reserve,
this stuff.
this, and we have just under $130,000 in there right now.
Okay.
I know we wanna use it wisely, but we do have to start somewhere, and we
Right.
do have to have this information to present it to the town.
And would us
Even if
coming
it
up,
hurts.
sorry, go ahead.
No, what?
Would us coming up with our layout of how we want it, would that save us any money? Either way, we're gonna go back to place, right? They're gonna,
I think that you could, in theory, save some money,
if we
but
figure.
I would
something out,
argue that the
Yeah.
incremental value of what they're gonna bring to the table in terms of added dimension or efficiency.
They know all the code, that we put a bathroom here, the way you can have a bathroom.
Yeah,
there,
it
you
needs to
can-
be 88.
I
yeah.
think there's a lot more logic to them.
Either way, we're gonna trade it back and forth twice,
Yes,
either their option or our option,
Right.
right? So. Not enough to make a difference.
Okay. I'm cheap, I just.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I'll do question.
Okay, well, I didn't mean to jump ahead to the, ahead of
We're kind of
the.
big.
Oh, I
It
just-
looked to me like,
So that-
yeah, it looked to me like we're looking at the same.
You know, they
So-
kind of woven together a little
Yeah.
bit, we don't have a choice but speak with them together, so. It was the right call.
So, does anybody have any questions or, issues that they'd like to discuss about the Sebago techniques, proposal?
They didn't wanna commit to a, not to exceed, kind of thing,
No,
no.
and I'm not sure why. I always like to have that, but you could put a not to exceed and they're more likely to throw you into a lump sum contract than a not to exceed.
Or you'll say 16,000, then it'll be 15,999 dollars.
They'll add stuff to get
You
it.
don't wanna tell them how much you're gonna spend, right?
Well, and honestly, it's, you deal with a public committee, no disrespect, but people want the back and forth and they wanna, oh, well, we've got them on contract, so let's just make them do this, let's make them do that. It's
Right.
just, well, we're already paying them, so this encourages efficiency on both sides, I think,
Because
which I do appreciate.
So do we need like a motion to approve going
Yeah.
forward
With
with
us?
us?
We need a motion to approve recommending on each, and then the select board will tomorrow night review the recommendation.
So do you need them individually or both together?
I would do them individually.
I'll move that we accept the proposals from Sebago Technics. We don't have the exact amount or like up to amount, how do you want us to,
There is an amount. That's
they do that one's at
Yeah.
up to the
$66.50.
$6,650.
I can second that.
Any discussion, further discussion? All those in favor? That's everyone?
And then I will make a motion to accept the authorization for professional services for the town from Haley Ward Engineering. There is no price on that, so we will just.
Yeah.
Okay, so to move forward with paying a retainer to employ their services.
second,
Any discussion? All those in favor? That's everyone? Okay. So, we don't have any other business on here, but I just did want to point out that we do have, some of the demographics, the librarian, got together for us, for our information, I know at this meeting, it's not coming up, but it's for us to have for future reference. So other than that, I guess we need to set the next meeting date.
If we could set 2 meeting dates, one as a primary and one as an alternate, because at the next meeting, I'd like to bring your architectural
Okay.
engineer up.
You
One
wanna
of the
get them
things
out?
that sits is meeting with you guys. And I think that'd be the next good step. So,
Sounds good.
maybe like January, month out.
Yep.
Are we looking to do that right now? Pick a date in January or?
If we have calendars, if not, then I'll call.
Yeah. whatever works.
Good, we done Tuesday at 1, both times, right? And it looked okay?
Works good for me.
Yeah.
We've got the 20th at 1. Does that work?
Yeah,
Sounds good to me.
And then if not, we'll run the 27th at 1. And hope that
For
works
an
for
alternate?
him. Yeah,
that's fine.
Okay.
If those don't work, just throw a poll of whatever works for him, and we can figure it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any other business?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Okay,
Say that.
all in favor?
Man, I wish the select board meeting was that efficient.